You're good, Sarah.
Hi, friends. It is Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy August. I have to look at the date because I just feel like this year is just flying by us at warp speed. Happy August 9th, y'all. Who is excited for step one of Bold tomorrow? Evie is. I know Evie is.
You got that right, Sarah.
You guys, we are super excited, and I'm diving right into that because first and foremost, we have so much goodness coming into the room tomorrow. If you did not sign up yet and you are like, I still want to get in there, we'll drop the link in the chat. We'll post it on the Facebook. You can still come in for first step tomorrow. It is free step one. The banter is distracting me in the funniest way at the bottom in the chat thread. Coach David is ready to help y'all get referrals, leads, actual business building activities going tomorrow. So come for the energy, come for the food. There's breakfast, there's lunch, and get excited because you're actually going to learn something and make money tomorrow by doing the things he teaches you to do in the room in day one. Right? Do not miss out. Do not sit back. Do not think, I don't know if this is for me. It is 1000% for you. And but you'll hear in the conversations that Stephen and I bring to you guys today, the productivity-based environment is the most important thing for you. It's always the most important thing. And it's really important that we focus in that place right now to help everyone keep moving forward. Okay. I love to start by derailing the agenda. Evie, you're used to that by now. So we do have a welcome for this week since last Wednesday. Mohammed has joined us in the signature office. Welcome, Mohammed. And thank you to everyone who showed up yesterday for the New Agent Luncheon, leadership, ALC, coaches. There was so much good energy and new agents getting welcomed into the Metro Signature family that it feels real good. It feels real good to welcome everyone in, have them put faces to names, get to meet people. So if you are leadership, ALC, coaches, whoever, and missed it, know that we'll see you next time. And for new agents joining, we do it quarterly. So if you didn't happen to get in there yet, then you'll be invited to the next one based on the quarter that you joined. All right, does anyone have a bucket fill they want to share today before we bounce forward with what's going on in the world of real estate? I see you waving, Lisa. Are you driving? Don't try to talk at the same time.
I pulled over. I'm good.
Okay. Did you have a share, Lisa?
Nope, just saying hi.
Oh, hey. And y'all, I did come out to gallery view and I see a lot of black boxes with pretty photos on them. It's really cool to be like how we show up in here is how we show up out there. If you're naked getting out of the shower, please keep that private. Otherwise, we don't care what you look like. We actually know what you look like and we'd love to see actual faces for communication but not if you're driving. Naked and driving, keep off it. Otherwise, turn your face on. Imagine if I was doing that
too. I was thinking that too, Sarah. I was thinking the energy is so different when everybody's engaged and we can see everybody's beautiful face.
So I'm going to lead the rest of the meeting like this. You tell me how it feels. I think it might be weird, but I'm not really sure. I was just reading an article as we see the news that's coming out, and that'll be about today, about the energy of connectivity. And so I know we think, oh, I'm multitasking or I'm doing something else. Be present and listen. And if you're doing something else and that's cool, then go to the other thing and listen to the recording, right? Be present in wherever you are. That's how you're going to get the best out of that moment in time. I used to always say, oh, I'm a multitasker. Turns out that's not a thing. It just means you're clicking back and forth in your computer tabs rapidly. So if you're here, be here and be all in with us. And if you're not and you're watching the recording, good job watching the recording and you're going to learn something there too. And again, if you're naked or driving, please stay private. All right, y'all. First Step to Bold is tomorrow. Evie, is there anything else we want to share about First Step to Bold?
No, just come and shop. Registration will start right at 8:30. And actually, bucket fills. I just wanted to say thank you in advance to Escrow Partners, Nicole and Ashley, for providing bagels for tomorrow. And our lunch for tomorrow is brought to you by our amazing Hawthorne and Albatross partners. David Eastridge will be there to speak for a little bit. They're providing Jersey mics for lunch. So thank you. So be sure to say hi and thanks to everyone. And also wanted to say thank you to everybody that helped move all the large tables to clear out and prepare for tomorrow. So thank you for the muscles, and that's it. We're ready to go tomorrow.
All right, y'all. So get in there, get registered. Robert with the banter, get out of here with your cheddar jalapeno bagels. And again, if you're not sure, yes, you should come. If you can be there, you should be there. Evie, is Ray here today? I know he was on the regional thing with me. I don't know if he popped off to come over here or not.
I don't see him.
And do you remember what position he's running for?
Oh my gosh, no, I don't.
It's okay. One of our local leaders is running for San Diego Association board position, and so he's going to come in and talk to us. But I think because we're all actually in another regional meeting today that I just left there for and snuck over here, he's probably still there. So we'll have him come after Mega Camp and talk about that. All right, BB, let's get to coaching and broker spotlight, please.
Thank you, Evie. Are you going to load the PowerPoint, please?
Got it, boss.
I didn't print out the agenda. Hey, let's give a shout out for great agents doing great things in the coaching program with our great coaches who are moving people forward with higher levels of production. Luis Navarro, congratulations, joined Team Alicia in Growth Coaching Program. Welcome back, Luis. Priscilla Sam and Coach Alicia discovered her value when working with a buyer. Now, I try to make that as nice as possible. If you want to know what that is, ask Priscilla and she'll tell you. It's a great story. On to Coach Vinny. You got Andrea Walsh to sign up for First Step to Bold. Congratulations on that. We'll see you there tomorrow, Andrea. And on Coach Lisa, Sarah Meyer got a signed BRBC. Congratulations. Christina Reyes got a signed BRBC. Congratulations. I see Christina on the call. Franco got a signed BRBC and just welcomed a baby girl. He's going to be busy. And then Cynthia, this is big. She has 500 contacts in command. So you guys have a lot of catching up to do to catch up with Cynthia, and she's brand new. So great job, Cynthia. And Tamanika had 2 listing appointments. Congratulations. All these guys are in launch. Isn't that fantastic? Brand new agents. And then Amanda Cook had a listing appointment. Great job. And Gaga had a listing appointment. You guys are out there knocking it and rocking it. And then on Coach Danny, who at Signature, Mohammed signed up for his First Step to Bold, and he just joined the office. So where's everybody else? If you haven't signed up, we've got like 95 signed up so far. That
is a secret. You have to be in the room to find out how many people are in there.
Perfect. Hey, if you guys did
might
not
be a
come
standing room only.
So yeah, exactly. Get there early. If you guys didn't come last week and listen to Broker Bob talk about risk management, I'm dropping in the chat box again the buyer insurance advisory. It's very important that if you're representing a buyer, especially in these outlying areas, like where there's brush and trees, you need to make sure that they get their insurance checked in and dialed out early on, because you don't want to be last minute, find out that all of a sudden their insurance is $600 a month and they don't qualify for their loan. So please, 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 we talked extensively last week on that. And then the other thing I'm going to drop into the chat box is the tenant occupied purchase advisory. This is a big issue. I have 5 transactions right now with agents in our office that have represented buyers, and they put the TOPA, the tenant occupied purchase addendum, in place, which basically spells out what happens at the end when the tenants that are still there have not moved out. Either the buyer can cancel, walk away, get their money that they've spent on inspections and appraisals, or they move forward with the tenants, which we don't recommend. Neither of which option is fun. So you need to, I made up this tenant occupied purchase advisory to help you walk through somebody when they say they want to go buy a property that has a tenant in it. Read it and understand it so that you can guide your people that want to make an offer on a tenant occupied property. Because the last thing I want you guys to do is get to the close of escrow and the buyer has to cancel and you're at the 12th hour and you can't complete the escrow. Okay, that's it. Back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Robert. Congratulations, y'all. That was a lot of really good news in the coaching spotlights. And we had a lot of really great news from people who just recently capped. And there's just a ton of great productivity happening in our world right now. And if you're listening to the media and hearing the headlines, we're doing it differently. So congratulations, keep going. And I'm just really proud of all of you to keep working to help your clients grow. Matt Kish, I see your face for movement. Would you like to take the lead?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Today, don't have much for you. Just want to say if closing loans fast will give you a leg up in the market out there, give Eddie and I a call. We're closing our third this month in 8 business days. We're closing as fast as legally possible on 14-day escrows. So all of them are in the office too. So thank you guys very much for giving us that opportunity. But three in 14 days is crazy fast, but we're getting it done. It's all granted to our upfront underwriting and making sure that we're getting it done upfront for you guys as well. Also wanted to give some light on Kevin's home buying and wealth building workshop, Tuesday, August 29th, 6 p.m. here at Metro. So if you can make it, especially you new agents, come and see what it's about. Kevin is awesome. I definitely trust Kevin with everything. So that's all I got. Give us a shout. We're always here. Let us know what we could do for you. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. And what Matt just invited y'all to attend for Kevin's workshop he's hosting. I've heard other agents say it before. I heard Vinny and Maria offer it last month or the month before. If you are someone who is looking to do events and educational meetups, seminars for your business, but you want to see it modeled before you do it, take our agents up on these offers. Just like you shadow an open house before you hold it, go shadow someone's event or more than one person's event, get their permission, of course, and be a fly on the wall, listen, absorb, observe, right? You're not there to be involved with the clientele. You're there to listen and grow as a student. But take advantage of that opportunity if that's something of interest to you. Most places don't share so freely. And so take advantage of all the sharing if it's in your wheelhouse, right? Don't start throwing spaghetti against the wall, crazy style, but go the right way. Do we have any property pitches or buyer needs anyone wants to bring out of the woodwork before we move on today? Raise your hand or shout it out. I will resist the urge to karaoke in the meantime while we're waiting. Okay, if you have something, throw it in the chat or raise your hand and we'll get to you. In the meantime, I'm going to take it away because Stephen and I were talking yesterday about this session, and there's just so much going on in productivity-based world that we want to lead you guys through. So like I said, bold step 1, tomorrow you want to change your productivity and change your business. You heard Emily Holmes say when she was a brand new agent, she took bold and wrote 7 contracts in the 7 weeks of bold. Who wants to write 7 contracts in the next 7 weeks? Oh, good. Some people do. That's exciting. Good job. So that might be something you want to do, right? Gosh, does anybody on the team remember? Someone else just shared. Robert, do you remember another shout out that somebody gave about how many contracts they wrote when they took their first bold? And I want to make sure y'all are hearing that loud and clearly because it can get overshadowed sometimes. Do you remember the other one we were just talking about?
Sarah, I think Danny shared something.
Yeah, I think it was Danny.
It was Danny.
It was Danny. Look at that. 3 great minds working as one. Danny Paz had the same thing happening for himself. The reality is, you guys, it's not a rarity. It's a normality. That's probably not a word, but I'm going to make it one now. So what is bold? So if you're coming and attending, it doesn't happen through osmosis completely. You do have to actually put in a little bit of work, which leads me perfectly to our conversation. So tell me, and this is going to be interactive or else it's going to get real boring. What have you all heard about the expectations for winter season in real estate? What have you all heard about the expectations of the winter real estate world?
It's no good.
It's no good. Opportunity because agents take it off, says Vinny. Matt says no good. I mean, what's the media telling you? What are the Facebook threads? I know you all spend a lot of time wandering through telling you. Nothing. That's cool. Nothing is good. No news is also good news. No one else has heard anything about what to expect in Q4 this year in the world of real estate. I mean, if I only have sponges to work with today, that's amazing.
So, I mean, from the news I'm reading, all I see is just, people are worried the market's going to crash still with the high interest rates. And I don't know, people are just worried about buying. That's what I'm
Perfect. Saying. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the things I've seen out there is like memes about winter is coming from whatever that show is people love about the thrones and the games and stuff like that. And talking about how with interest rates the way they are and people don't want to move and then you put the holidays on top of it and like, oh my gosh, there's going to be no business in the winter. Right. I'm just saying that out loud because if y'all are hearing that same thing, like that's not reality for us, doesn't have to be reality for us. But be aware of what you're hearing. The other thing that my piece of the puzzle will have to do with today is who has heard of the NAR commission, buyers, class action lawsuit, all the stuff that's happening nationally with the National Association of Realtors and that commission suit. So, and I see some hands and some heads nodding. Yep. So it's been going on for a while and it's the lawsuit. I'm going to just share my screen for a second and show you guys this. And again, none of this is scare tactics. It's reality of what's going on out there and being aware of the conversations that exist in the world. So 3 things to know about the commission's class action lawsuit. This one's from May. I looked to try to not go to Inman because everyone doesn't subscribe and we need to be able to search elsewhere. The class action lawsuit is like pretty much any company that has a headquarters has been named in the class action lawsuit. And it's about how our brokers forcing commissions and the buyers are expected that they're not paying the commissions, the sellers are paying the commissions, and are we hiding the commissions by the buyer's agent? And are we somehow working as like an evil empire in the world of real estate to make people pay things they don't want to pay? That's my very loose summation of what's happening. I want you to hear 2 things or 3 things clearly. It is a thing. It is going to trial. We've all tried to move it away and said that's not a thing that we need to talk about, but it is a thing. Why is it important to us? Because the question that I have for you guys is, well, before I say that, Gary Keller has specifically had the court date moved in February because it was supposed to go to court during family reunion in February. And so we've specifically requested that it be moved to the following week because we have a giant, global event happening that week. So it's coming. And what would the consequences be to your business? Think about it this way. If you woke up tomorrow, raise your hand if you have a buyer client right now. Chat, say yes, raise your hand. Right, exactly, Sean. I'm assuming all of us have buyer clients. Generally speaking, we have more buyers than listings. And this is where I want you to think about your business. If you woke up tomorrow and the MLSs no longer required the listing agents to pay a cooperating broker split on commissions, so the buyer's agency agreement, the buyer's agency commission is listed as 0, how are you going to have your value come through so that you get paid as a buyer's agent? Why are you saying that, Sarah? That sounds scary and weird. I don't like this conversation. That's okay. We don't have to like it. I just want you to be aware of it. Can y'all see this screen now? Yes, no, Yes, thank you, Evie. Okay, so Bright MLS is East Coast MLS. It is the second largest MLS in the country. The first largest MLS in the country is right here in California. So Bright is the second largest in the country. And why is this important? You're like, this still feels doomsday. I'm not really sure I like where this is going. That's okay. Stick with me. Bright is multiple states. It was one of the MLSs in the area where I was in New Jersey previously. And what they did was they broke with NAR, as you see right here. They have broken with NAR and said, we are no longer requiring our agents to list a cooperating broker commission. The nation's second largest multiple listing service will begin allowing listing agents to put in a blanket offer on compensation for buyer brokers of $0 or more starting on what day? August 9th, that's today. Yay, happy zero commission day, realtors. Okay, the other side of that article, if you know the whole story, is previously you only had to have a 1 cent buyer's commission in there. So on the one hand, it's really not that crazy, not that big of a deal. On the other hand, it's setting a precedent for something totally different than what we've ever done before. Again, feels weird. Who feels uncomfortable and like this feels weird and like how are you getting us to a good place? It's okay. Keep sticking with me. Because as a buyer's agent, do you do things for your clients that have value attached to them? Yes, you do. If you're watching the recording, the answer is yes, you do. You do a lot of things that have value. Here's what I really want you guys to walk away with. And I wrote a bunch of this stuff down because it's super important to me to make sure it gets delivered the right way. And if we can actually fold it into the shift tactics of get real, get right, it's all encompassing this conversation. And again, if your clients are asking you like, hey, Hope, I saw that there's a giant national lawsuit going on with realtors. How does that affect you? I don't want you to be like, what are you talking about? I'm not familiar with that, right? So there's two ways to sell real estate. We wait for it to come to us or we go out and proactively get it, right? If you have ever, and you answer in your head, I'll raise my hand and involve with myself here. You've gone to search for your buyers for a property and you search the MLS and there's nothing for sale. And you're like, all right, well, I guess there's nothing on the market right now. We'll wait, we'll set up a hot sheet. We'll get that, alert going on. And when the right property comes on, we'll get after it, right? We're going to get after that property as soon as it's listed. What would be another way you could serve your buyer to help them find the house they're looking for?
So calling off markets.
Calling off markets. Thank you. Two of you shining pupils answered at the same time. Circle dial, Rob Paul. Thank you very much. Here's the mind shift I want you guys to understand. If you have buyer clients, one or more than one, assuming they're representing approximately a $20,000 gross commission income per client, that would be 2.5% of 800,000, right? Which is below the average in San Diego. You're looking at $20,000 a piece. So is it worth your time and energy to go out and proactively seek out the home for them versus waiting for that home to be listed by some other agent who, hold on tight and don't be offended, is proactively doing the work to find listings to list properties for other people's clients to buy? My aha in this conversation that happened last week, you guys, and if it's like a lot and I'm going fast, we can go back and watch it again. We're going to get to the how you build your business coming. I want you to really understand the mindset, and it's nobody's fault. The market has been so fast for more than 2 years that buyers are coming in, listings are coming on, listings are flying off, and we've gotten away from the dire need to invest your time actively seeking out those listings yourself, right? We've been okay going to the MLS and looking for what someone else has prospected and listed for us so we could do our job. That's really what's happened, right? So when you look at that, I want you to realize you're either going to choose to stay how you've done it and wait and hope and like see what happens. And then if the buyer's agency commission goes to zero and you have to prove your value to the client, think about what that list looks like and what that checklist looks like, right? So what are ways we just said? You could go circle dial. You could look for off markets. What does it look like to look for off market properties?
I'll chime in, Sarah.
Hey, Chris.
Hi. Sorry, my hair's not done. Anyway, one thing I did, I pulled all the expireds in the last 30 days, and there were 61 that did not get relisted in the last 30 days. So those were my target hit list. I've already gotten a call back from 2 of them. And my simple message to them is, if I brought you a ready, willing, and able buyer, would you still be interested in selling your home? Period. I don't talk to them about listing it or whatever. One of the conversations turned into a how much do you charge conversation. The other one was, yeah, if you can find me a buyer, I'll pay you 3%. So now I'm looking for a buyer for this property, this condo in UTC. So that's one of the things I'm doing. That's one of the things I'm doing. I'm doing a few more, but that's just one.
Thank you for sharing that. And those are the cool thing about how Chris just shared that, the valuable thing, that's also cool. And I've not ever seen your hair look bad, so there's that on the side, is pulling the list of expireds to give you tactical numbers and reality. Hold the last 30 days, who's out there, who's he contacting, what's happening, and getting 2 results from it, right? So if you, yes, Rob Hall, canceled listings, circle dialing around just listed, just sold. One of the conversations that I heard, and I just want to make sure we're drilling it into your guys' heads as much as possible. How many, well, I don't know how many listing agents with multiple offers are on here. Has anyone on the call now live had a listing recently that had multiple offers on it? Rob Paul, you have. Awesome. How many offers did you have on your listing?
I was, God, I think it was right around 15, I think it was.
Oh, well, that was the example I was going to use. So that's perfect. Victor, how many offers have you guys had on your listings lately? 4 to 8. Okay. So Victor's got 4 to 8. Rob Paul's got 15. If you were to circle dial around listings that were sold and say, we have 15 other contracts, we have 15 other buyers who've been actively looking for the properties. By the way, these are all tactics that are taught through Language of Real Estate that we've been teaching consistently over time. I want to stress to you guys today the importance of actually getting into action and doing them, as opposed to waiting for someone else to do them for you so that your buyers have something to buy, right? And I hope this comes through with like love and growth mindset and not with scary mom voice. So you're going to letter, mail, geographically farm a redacted contract. If you're one of those buyer, like if you are the person, you have other contracts that you can use and you're saying like, hey, here's them. Stephen is teaching this. I know he's teaching it. I've heard him teach it 100,000 times, right? You go out and you're looking to say like, we have it. Those expired listings, it's not just fluff and stuff and like bait and switch conversation. It's, we have other offers. We're looking for homes. Are you interested in selling? Great. If they're moving out of the area, great, get a referral, make more money on both sides. You can door knock the area, you can circle prospect the area. What I want you to hear is those techniques. My 3 purposes for building your business is getting out and getting after it. Expired, canceled, door knock, circle dial, all around the things that are just listed and just sold and actively happening. Because how many people in those neighborhoods, we think like, oh, they know. They don't know. People are self-centered. Their movie is their most important thing. Some people are sitting there and they bought their house for $200,000 and don't know that it's worth 1.5 million right now and what they could do with that money, right? It's not their job to call you and help you understand how you can help your clients get accomplished. It's your job to be seeking them out. And if you make a list of all the buyer clients you have right now, throw the number next to it, do the math, their ballpark price point times 2.5% or 3% or whatever you want commission. By the way, how can you control, because I led into the conversation by saying if the buyer's agency commission goes to 0 and the sellers are saying, we'll pay our side, but it's up to the buyer's agent to get that side out of the other side. How do you have your value come through? What is the easiest way to control how much money you make in a transaction? That's kind of a big one. I might need like a big brain to wrap around that one. How can you control how much money you make in commission in the transaction? Be the listing agent. Thank you, friends. Yes. How many people have taken an over 5% listing, 6% listing, 7% listing, and are taking 3.5% or more on the listing agent side? Many, y'all, many. So instead of sitting back and waiting and being complacent in the way it works and telling your buyers, well, I hope more people come to market. Maybe after back to school, people will get comfy and realize it's okay. Go out there and find it. If you don't know how to do that, come to Bold tomorrow, come to step one, be going to Language of Real Estate in the mornings, ask the questions. I'm going to start running prospecting mornings twice a week and masterminds once a week so that we can take this conversation and keep growing it and growing it and growing it after Mega Camp. It is not something to sit back and wait on. It is very seriously about getting after it and doing more. Tell me, because I just went kind of Jersey voice, like fast talking on you guys pretty quickly with a lot of details. Who has any questions about any of that? It's okay if you do. Who feels worse now than when we started? It's okay. It's okay. Keep coming to the conversations and we'll keep getting better at it, right? The point is not to scare you. The point is not to say what's scary is doing nothing, which is the same as life, y'all. If you go sit in your chair and never move and don't do anything, you know, let's assume free movement is okay and we don't have something that's affecting our movement, right? But if we're going to sit still and wait for other people to dictate our future and our success, we have no control. If we have clients and we want to control our income and our outcomes, we have to get out and get after it. And what I want you all to hear is we very loudly and clearly through database conversations Monday, through Language of Real Estate Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, through all the people we're bringing into the office, we're teaching the way to do it, right? I just gave you a bunch of stuff that you're like, great, go circle dial and geographically farm and send letters. You didn't tell me how to do that today. Two things. Steven's going to go into part 2 now with how to get more business. And I promise you, if you've been coming to Language of Real Estate, Hope, Rob Paul, Chris Spade, I see your faces and you guys go to Language of Real Estate. Who's heard Steven talk about how to circle dial or get business before on those conversations? Oh, okay, Siobhan, Matt, yeah. Look at the hands going up. Okay, y'all. That's what I want you to hear with my biggest mama loving heart at you. I don't want us to sit back and be like, ooh, buyer's agency is getting less money. Ooh, there's no listings. The question my coach said was, is it a listings inventory problem or is it a prospecting work problem? So if you feel like there's not enough inventory for your buyers, go get yourself a big mirror and hold it up in front of your face and be like, am I working? Have I put in 40 hours of work this week? Do I deserve to keep my job based on the activities I'm doing? And then don't quit. Come to us, come to a coaching, come to a conversation and learn how to do it better and be better and keep growing together. Okay? I don't want anyone to be left with scary thoughts, so I'll pass it off to Steven now to go into open houses in a simpler, not simpler, but maybe fuzzier conversation. But I'm going to keep bringing you the reality because those are headlines and those are real. And it was a giant Inman article again today. So keep your eyes peeled, ask the questions, and keep showing up for yourselves, okay? Take it away, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And so basically just to complement exactly what Sara is saying is focus on the plan, not the problem. This is going to be the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here in the chat box the website that is used by Metro agents. This is provided for you to do your circle dialing prospecting, as well as pulling the canceled and expired data with contact information scrubbed against the do not call list. So, and signature, of course, this is available to all of those individuals that are part of the family. So check it out here. Now, this is very complicated, but this is probably the number one question I get asked. What's the password? Spell out the dang word password with a capital P, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's super complicated, but hopefully you'll remember that one. But check it out in the chat box. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to do a quick little demo of where to go for this information that Sara's been talking about in regards to circle prospecting. And I'm specifically targeting this around open houses. Now, I want to give a little shout out to Miss Judy Stevens for being able to do her open house workshops because she's showing you how to convert these leads, how to be able to really build that rapport with these people to have an increased conversion. Now, what I'm looking to do for today's conversation is how to get business from that business. So if everybody can do me a solid, write down some notes here. I'm going to go shorthand first so you can see the step-by-step. And then we're going to have the demo that complements it, okay? So specifically around an open house, once you get that open house, number one, ideally, is to door knock to invite the neighbors. Pro tip, I'm going to give a certain approach. This is not intended to counteract what any of your coaches may have taught you. This is the Steven approach that has worked for the teams that I've worked with. This is just an approach for you to put in your pipe. Choose if you smoke it or not. Is that it's going to be, all right, step number one, door knock. Ideal 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 20 across the street. With that ratio, you can either go for the full throttle and seeing what they would consider selling for, or a good practice is to just invite the neighbors so you're a familiar face. So step number one, door knock around the open house, 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 20 across the street, and simply invite them. Hey, my name is Steven Jack with Keller Williams. Look, I'm hosting an open house down the street from you. Wanted to invite you and the neighbors. You want to pop on by? It's today from noon to 2. Got it? Hey, look, if your plans change, no worries, pop on by. We'd love you to see what they've done with the place.
Steven.
Yes,
the
Siobhan.
Should be done when? But right before the open house on the same day?
Good question. Yes, this should be done before the open house. Worst case, a day before. However, ideally is that you're going out there, you're setting out all of the signs, right? And you're inviting the neighbors at least an hour before. Give yourself enough time to kind of like get unsweaty and prettied up to get to that open house. My technique is to do it right before the open house. You're inviting them saying, hey, check it out. Heads up, you might get a little bit of traffic coming through here, but this is the reason why we're having an open house. Come on by. So step number one, door knock to invite, right? Step number two. Now, ideally done before the open house. If you're out of time, can be done at the open house. Let the expireds and canceleds know. Let the expireds and canceleds know about the open house. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me share my screen. So right here, we've already logged into My Plus Leads. And remember, username, stevenjack@kw.com. Password is password spelled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, I am assuming that we're on YouTube. So congratulations to everybody that's watching this and now has access to the information. Oopsie. All right. So if we want to pull up the canceled and expireds, on the left-hand side here, click FSBO expired data and search. Strongly encouraged, so eyes up here on the screen if you don't mind, is that on the date range, it's encouraged to go back because remember, people have expired a long time ago. Best practice, pull at least the last 6 months, at least the last 6 months. So do your date range accordingly. I'm being simple and I'm starting at the beginning of the year. Price range, that's up to you if you want to target it. Otherwise, what you're going to do is let's take a look and say that we're holding an open house in Chula Vista. This is very important, is that you do not want to contact the withdrawn. Those are currently under contract. Do not cancel, do not contact the withdrawns. Ideally target the FSBO, cancels and expireds. For this sake of this exercise, I'm not going to target the FSBOs because they don't match the message that I'm about to give you. This is also very important. Double, triple, quadruple check that this is marked. Remove numbers on DNC list. Yes, the information for Metro and Signature is scrubbed against the do not call list. Whoop, whoop. All right, so very next, all you do is hit submit, and it's going to pull up some information here for you. You'll see this, it is live, so check it out. Here are now the contact information, phone number, email address for the people that are canceled and expired since January in Chula Vista for my Chula Vista open house. I have a total of 90 people that I could potentially reach out to. So from that, just as a quick little recap, FSBO expired data, search, you change your parameters to your liking, and it's going to pull up the list right here. Now let's pause for a moment. The message that you're able to say here to these people, if you choose to text, fantastic. There are great resources like Reach. So if you Google search or look for the app called the Reach app, it's a mass texting tool that comes individualized. So literally what you can do is you can pull a spreadsheet. It's like $8 a month for those that are looking to invest in themselves. You can download this list, scrubbed against the do not call list, upload that spreadsheet into Reach, and you can customize your message saying, hey, it'll say, hey, Kendra, hey, Hope, hey, KJ, hey, Christina. And then you continue on with your message. Something along the lines of what Chris Bate has already asked, which is you basically say, hey, name, I'm hosting an open house near your property and expecting lots of traffic. Would you reconsider selling for the right offer? And may I promote your property to the buyers that come through? Hey, name, this is Stephen Jack, DRE number, blah, blah, blah. Hosting an open house today from blah at 123 Main Street. I'm expecting lots of traffic. Would you reconsider selling for the right price? And may I promote your property to the potential buyers? What we're seeing in regards to the responses is that for every 10 to 12 contacts, meaning people that respond back, we are getting one nurture that's coming back. Hope is, she's huge cold calling, right? Hope is verifying this information, right? Is that roughly for every 10 to 12 contacts, two-way communications, we're getting one person that would say, yeah, I'd reconsider selling for blank price. Y'all, what is that considered now? We have someone that says, yes, I would consider selling for the right price. What now do you have in your back pocket to promote verbally to those buyers that come through? Say it again, Siobhan?
Off market.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right? We got the off markets. Now, pro tip, I also encourage that for every person that raises their hand saying, yes, I would consider selling at this price, this is step number 2B, okay? Anyone that responds and says, yes, I would reconsider selling for the right price, check with the broker, check with your coach on clear cooperation policy compliant verbiage along the lines of saying, hey, Sarah, because this goes out to your database. Hey, Sarah, wanted to keep you in the loop. Spoke to a seller that would consider selling off market in Chula Vista. Let me know if you would like some details. That's pretty much to the extent that we can advertise an off market. We do not insinuate that we have a listing agreement. We do not add pictures. We do not add any additional information. We're clear? We're simply saying that we spoke to a seller that would consider selling off market in area. Would you like more details? Check with your coach, check with the broker to make sure that before sharing that information, we have the BRBC, we're doing all the compliance stuff. But that's not the point of today's call. Today is just about the format to be able to lay it out. So step number 1, invite the neighbors. Step number 2, contact the cancels and expireds to let them know and get their permission to 1, share their property, 2, to see if they would reconsider selling for the right price. Y'all now have the demo to pull that information. If you want to use the Reach app, if you want to do a mass text, fantastic. The Reach app is amazing. If not, what else you got to do? Text it out, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, right? Pro tip, you want to not have generic information such as, hey, neighbor. Bleh. No one likes that. The more that you can do, hey, Sarah, paste. Hey, Dana, paste, the better, if you choose to do the individual basis, right? Now, you think we're done? Think we're done yet? Nope. Here's another tidbit that still goes into step number 2. For those that love just showing their faces. I mean, come on, it's real estate. Let's show our faces, right? Why not do a quick little video and send it out to those people as well? Hey, Kendra, it's Steven. Look, I'm hosting this open house down the street from you over at 123 Main Street today from noon to 5. Can you let me know? I'll be here until 5. Can you let me know if you'd reconsider selling for the right price? I'm expecting quite a bit of traffic. Just wanted to get your permission to talk about your property, right? You can get creative with this, but the main objective is to show that, one, you do have interested people. Two, you're a real person. Know what I'm saying? No one likes to get those robotic responses. So the more that you're able to be personable, put that smiling face behind it, add in their name, the more personalized, the better, right? So we have that opportunity to where now what we're able to do is we've invited the neighbors, we've contacted the cancels and the expireds, we've asked for their permission to promote their property. Now, do you think everybody's going to respond? What do you think we should do to the people who have not responded? Burn their house to the ground, then sell it. I'm just kidding. No, I do not condone violence, right? You will sell one way or another. Oh, Mama Dana got tickled by that. You morbid girl, you morbid. All right. So let's just be honest though, for the people that don't respond, this is a built-in follow-up technique, y'all. This is a built-in follow-up technique because now what you get to do is for all the people that didn't respond. Well, first off, the people that did respond, they might be here or there, take them off that spreadsheet. All right, for easy reference, take them off that spreadsheet for the people that respond. So you now have a new list to go down for the people that have not responded yet. You can choose to text or call them. Hey, Siobhan, it's Steven. I'm just following up. Did you get my last message? Some people are asking about your property. Mofer. All right. Make offer for immediate response. Gary Keller talks about it in the Shift book. It's absolutely amazing. Mofer, make offer for immediate response. You're asking them something to get them to respond immediately. So if you're basically saying, hey, did you get my message the other day? Got some people asking about your property. Do you think that's going to elicit a little bit more urgency in them responding? Yeah. No, Stephen. Yes. Right. Answer is yes. So from there, what you're able to do is you're building in your follow-up to those cancels and expireds by saying, hey, did you get my message? Essentially, your message is, you know, had X amount of people come through my open house. That one wasn't right for them, but they love the neighborhood. What would they need to offer for you to reconsider selling? It's the same message. Simple enough, right? What about the neighbors that you invited? What about sweet little Betsy Sue and John Doe? They answered the door and they didn't want to go to the open house, but what do you think they should probably know about? I'm looking at you, Hope.
So they're probably curious about how much their house is worth. That would.
If they're curious about that, right? Period. They're curious because check it out. You're just now telling them, you're following back up with all those people. Hey, what's going on? Steven again, I invited you to my open house last week. If you're too shy to door knock, here's another pro tip, and I'll show it this way. Step number 3, circle prospect. Circle prospect. Heads up. This is what I'm going to show you all right meow. Over here, again, we're back to myplusleads.com. Now we go to neighborhood data. Search. Now this one's slightly different. Up here, we're going to add the starting address. Just like the Google machine, it'll pre-populate. It zeroes in on your search. Now, some people are like, what the heck is all of this red stuff? I personally love seeing this red stuff because that means that agents are using it and saving data. Thank you, sir and ma'am, and everybody in between for doing that. So what if you get super concerned about that? Just click this little button on the right-hand side, saved list overlay. All right. So now because I have just done an open house, let's just say here in Bankers Hill, and I want to get real specific as to the neighborhood. Once you enter in the address, you hone in on the area. The top right-hand corner of the map, there's this little polygon tool, draw a shape. You use that to, unsurprisingly, draw a shape around the area that you want to call around. If you want to be super zesty, and pro tip, if you're ever using this outside of an open house and you're just prospecting for one of your buyers, you can actually change the data and information to target a specific neighborhood within a price range, as well as what kind of property it is. And I'm not done yet. Is that you can see if it's a single family condominium, if they're looking for something like that, you hone in on what the opportunities are. In this one, there's more condos here in Bankers Hill, at least in this little part. Here's actually step number 4. Contact the absentee owners. This is in the same realm. Y'all, why are absentee owners low-hanging fruit aside from cancels and expireds? Why are absentee owners low-hanging fruit in either a buy side or a sale side right now? Why do you think that is?
Is it because they could potentially be tired landlords, or because they've gained so much equity that?
You got it.
Okay.
Yes, right. So here's the thing. These landlords or these absentee owners, non-owner occupieds, whatever you want to call them, you name your flavor, is that these are people that have owned these homes, and most investors are going to hold on to a property until they reach a certain profit margin. Did you know that more people have gained 6 years worth of equity in the last 2 years when compared to any other market? Investors and homeowners have gained roughly 6 years worth of equity in the past 2 years. That's insane, right? So here's the cool part. You want to target the absentee owners? You can keep these, take out owner occupied. Here in Bankers Hill, there's 125 absentee owners. So what I can do is I can either target the owner occupieds if I'm so inclined, and I talk to those 211 people, and my message is essentially, hey, Sarah, Stephen, Keller Williams, did I catch it at a bad time? Just checking in with you. Look, I hosted this open house and I had so many people come through. They're desperate to move in. What would someone need to offer for you to consider selling? Once you go through that list, switch it over to absentee owners. Hey, Evie, it's Stephen, Keller Williams. Did I catch it at a bad time? Hey, just checking in, hosted this open house. I have buyers out the wazoo wanting to know what could they offer for you to consider a 1031 exchange or cashing out. If you want the continuation of that script, attend Lore Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays from 8:30 to 9:30, with the exception of this upcoming Thursday, because we're all going to see you at First Step to Bold. So we're going to continue on those conversations in Lore in regards to the objection handling to that. But again, the purpose of this demo is to 1, invite the neighbors, 2, contact the cancels and expireds to promote that open house and ask them what they would reconsider selling for and if you can promote their property. Step number 3, follow back up with all of those individuals, including the neighbors, asking what would someone need to offer for you to consider selling. Step number 4, absentee owners. The absentee owners are an amazing resource, not only because they have more equity, but here's how you can flip the script. Sarah, tell me no. All right, tell me no. So if I were to say, Sarah, what would one of these buyers need to offer for you to consider a 1031 exchange or to cash out?
No.
Okay, fair enough. All right, sounds like you've got a great property there. You know, I am coming across other off markets in the area, same area as your investment. By any chance, are you looking at purchasing any other off market properties?
No.
Okay, so sounds like you got a great portfolio. So even if I were to be able to find a great deal, you wouldn't want me, you would not want me to keep you in the loop?
What's a great deal?
You tell me, what would a great deal look like for you? I get you talking, right? So, but do you see what I'm saying is that you can actually, thank you for entertaining that, is that now you have an opportunity, y'all, to be able to open up the conversation with these investors and saying, look, would you consider an offer for your property? No. All right. You looking at picking up any other properties? Maybe. You now have a built-in tool to where what you just saw today is the magic pill to your real estate business. Even if you were to pick just one of those two things, Keep in mind, for the A++++ agent, they're doing all of these activities. For the A+ agent, they're doing at least one of these. Siobhan, may I ask, are you still on with us?
I'm here.
I feel like a medium. Are you with us, Siobhan? Can you hear us? Are you with
I'm
us?
here.
Speak to us. Okay, great. Right. We don't need a Ouija board for this. Siobhan, tell me, when you circle dialed around the cancels and expireds, and you were texting people before your open house, the one that I was blessed to see you with, how many people did you get to say, yes, I would consider selling for the right price?
Just one.
Just one, but did you at least have an opportunity that when those people came in the open house, you said, how long have you been looking in the area? Hey, by the way, I spoke to a homeowner that would consider selling off market.
Let me preface that. I only got one person who raised their hand, but on my plus leads, I forgot about the other 6 pages and I only texted 7 people. So let's bring that ratio down a little bit.
So here we go. One page, right? So here's the thing. Siobhan just did the A agent thing, right? Because she was able to just do page 1 of 7, got one person, but how many other people were intrigued to set an appointment with you because they were intrigued about off-market properties?
I set 4 buyer consults, 5 total for the weekend.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Siobhan.
It was horrible.
Ugh. Y'all, what are you taking away from this? What are you taking away from this? If nothing, I'll try harder.
Do the work.
Say it again.
Sarah's montage. Do the work. Ashley's montage. Do the work.
That's it. Just do it. It's simple enough. And you know what? You're going to be able to find your stride, y'all. You're going to be able to find your stride. Here's the thing. Get out there, and if you need anybody's permission, all right? Sarah, BB, give me some grace here, but get out there and F it up. All right?
Yes, you have to just do the damn thing.
That's how you learn. You know what? You're going to get told to screw off. You're going to get told that you're a vulture. You're going to get all these things. But you know what? You get some fun and zesty responses when people are like, I've already been called 10 times today. I'm like, well, shoot. 10 out of all of the 1,000 agents, that's not too bad, is it? Oh, you're all vultures. Well, you know what, Kendra, I work with them. How do you think I feel? Look at you. Would you consider selling for the right price? You know what I'm saying? It's like, be you, find your style, find your voice, because you have the tools and the techniques. So there's really no excuse that you can use aside from that little voice in your mind telling you that you're not meant to. And what if this, what if that? Y'all, we're a team. We're a team and we're here to support you. All of this is used to be able to say, all right, you know what, Christina, Yvette, what you got going on? Kelly, here's some resources to help you launch your business. Take small steps at a time. What would it look like for every open house that you did? You just texted or called 5 of those expireds. Maybe nobody responds, but you know what? Those are 5 more people that you attempted to reach out to than beforehand. So take this opportunity, utilize these resources. We'll see you at First Step to Bold tomorrow. If there's anything else, you've got a family of support behind you. We're here for you. Thank you for being here.
Sarah will wrap us up. Go ahead. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. Evie is Ray here?
Yeah, I just saw him. I saw him.
Ray, are you here?
I am.
Are
He's
you coming
here.
in clear? Ray, give us your pitch and tell us what you're doing with the last 2 minutes.
I'm here. First off, Stephen, always bringing the energy. I got a chance to tap in, which I don't know if I was even allowed, but then I heard Sarah go and
fully legal,
bringing fire, and then Stephen. I'm like, I'm gonna sit through this, and hopefully nobody catches me. But thank you guys for allowing me to be here. I know I was scheduled to chat at the beginning, so I'm very grateful to be able to still round things out. Amazing meeting. The reason I'm here today is I am officially running for the board of directors at SDAR. I guess a good start off would be like, who knows what SDAR actually is? I don't remember the last time I had anyone from SDAR at my office. And candidly, that's a big reason that I'm so passionate about taking this on. I'm a huge realtor advocate. I am an agent. I've been licensed for 10 years now, which is crazy. And I got involved with SDAR candidly to complain. I know Sarah was in leadership at the time. I know Stephen was in leadership at the time. But in 2020, I felt like as realtors, we were kind of abandoned. We didn't have a ton of support or help from a regional or state level, or at least I thought. And so when the world started opening back up and SDAR opened its doors back up, I showed up just to whine and make my voice heard. What I found was that SDAR was behind the scenes for 2 years fighting on our behalf, making sure that we were deemed essential, making sure that 1099 independent contractors qualified for unemployment benefits, making sure that, you know, local policies were put in place to protect the real estate agent and property owners. And as I got more involved, I got more passionate about what SDAR really stands for and represents. And I noticed that there's still so much work to be done, making sure that we are in office in front of amazing, hardworking business owners like you, promoting, you know, the things that make our life easy, that make home ownership possible for the residents of this beautiful city and this a tremendous state that we live in. And so as a candidate for board of directors, my goal and my hope is to be able to go meet with offices and talk with agents about what's important to them and continue bringing that work that was behind the scenes to the forefront, to make sure that agents like you know that SDAR is fighting on your behalf, that you've got advocates at the regional and the state level fighting to make sure that the realtor is protected, because it seems like every couple of months there's a new curveball thrown our way to make our life harder, to make our job to protect our clients more difficult.
Right. Tell us when, because I know it's 2:31. I don't want people to lose you. Tell us when we should be looking out for a voting time for you.
Last week of August. So if you don't follow me on social media, it's Ray Sells San Diego, real original. I will be putting out a ton of marketing material with a convenient link and QR code to scan where you can vote. You only get one vote. And so even if it's not for me, please do your part and vote. Have your voice heard. I think as real estate agents and business owners, that's the most important thing. But I would be honored to represent not just you as an agent, but you as a KW associate at a regional level. So if you have a chance, Ray for Realtors. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Ray, make sure you send me the link and we'll make sure everyone gets it on. And you guys, I was so excited to have Ray, who's my counterpart in La Jolla, come talk, because I think it's really cool for us to have a Keller Williams person in the board. So thanks for popping in at the end. I told them y'all we were at the regional meeting. You guys, thanks for bearing with the hard truth, mama language. Thanks for sticking through the joyful truth, Stephen language. And I'll see all of you tomorrow at First Step to Bold. Have a great day, guys.
Thank y'all.